welcome to the Process Pros. Today with me we have Cosima von Kreis,
Von Gries, exactly. Hello.
and we also have Anna Zelenovkov.
Correct.
Sorry,
Hi, everyone.
my pronunciations are not amazing. Welcome along to this episode of the Process Pros, and today we're going to be talking about holistic solutions and supporting those particular solutions, whether it's a partner of ours or of a customer of ours. And one of the things I was really interested to know is, with the explosion of low-code solutions over the course of the last few years, right? How are customers dealing with having so many options, right? Like, how do you go about choosing what's the right place to store your documents in the cloud, and what's the right solution to, help automate your solutions in the cloud? Where do you even begin, or where do you even start with that?
Well, Cosmo, if you want, I can start first. But definitely, we do have a lot of customers who are coming to us with the confusion from the huge amount of products on the market that are low code, no code, but also not knowing exactly what they need to automate. That's why our roles are here to help them understand where they need to start, just to calm them down for the beginning. And obviously, it is important for all the customers to know first what are their processes in order to start thinking what exactly they need to automate. Obviously, it is very important to consider what kind of products the customers are using at the moment, what kind of goals and plans they have, what exactly they want to achieve. So that's why we are here to help them understand our product, help them think about what they need to do first, whether it's discovering the processes and mapping their processes in terms of learning what needs to be automated, and then diving into the automation. But also I can mention that our partners are here to support us, because we do have a lot of partners in the EMEA who are specialized in the process mapping and also automation. So they can they usually come in and overlook the processes. They advise what needs to be done and
Right,
how
yeah.
as well.
Yeah, and partners also, I guess, bring in a lot of other specialties, right? So they bring in, not all automation projects or solutions are the same. So you're not going to just use Nintex software to do a solution. There's going to be elements of other SaaS solutions, or maybe on-premise, where you may be talking to SAP, or you're talking to Microsoft CRM, or maybe SharePoint, Office 365. So all these other different specialities that the partners bring into that mix help build out, I guess, that holistic solution where you may not have those skills internally, right?
For sure, yeah. We are specialized in our products, but our partners are not only specialized in Nintex, but they know a lot more about the other products on the market. So sometimes it's a combination of multiple products is the best possible solution for some of our customers.
Awesome. And what are you seeing, Cosima, in terms of so you manage sort of the pre-sales team in EMEA? Is it sort of the same across multiple regions in terms of one of the big things that's, I guess, it's global now, is in terms of resourcing? Not only are partners looking for resourcing, and other companies are looking for developers and things along those lines. Are customers also having issues with resources, just to be able to, they know sometimes what they want to achieve to sort of hit that endpoint or through their digital automation, but they don't know or have the experience internally to be able to achieve those goals. One, because they don't have the right skill set internally, or two, they just can't find the people to be able to get to where they want to be.
Well, basically, then exactly that's the case. But have a look how the world changed in the last couple of years. Well, they had the resources, which was fine, but then we had the pandemic coming up. Now we have also different. Well, everyone knows what's going on the globe. But the last couple of years, looking into the digital world, was just a smash. And the fast way, I think it was even the fastest way we ever had, that we need to start and think about how to be really digital. The part is, and that's not something which happens in, I think, in a specific region, or if you just talk about EMEA, that was really a global, let's say, happening. And basically, what happens in that case, so we have a very fast digital journey. Obviously, we need resources for that one. So it's not like everyone can just be there and be like, hey, yes, digital, no problem. I know every tool on this planet. I know how this one works. Video calls, of course, where I know how it is. And specifically on that journey, if you look on everything right now, they looked for resources. Okay, there were none. So what is the obvious solution? Well, they needed to think about, okay, what can I automate? So where is actually the part that if I cannot get the resources, so what can be maybe done through automation? And all of a sudden, the people started to talk to each other. Then it was just like the IT department and the business started to work together, because there's a lot of systems, like you mentioned, SAP, CRM system. Then there is any other document storage system. So there's much more, but all of this had to be bring together. And while we were talking about this holistic automation solutions, that's basically where it is. So it's not about just automating something. So you really have to think about the data, like data input, data processing, and data output. And there
Yeah.
is so much more components to it. And that's basically what happens. Yes, we have the limited resources, but also the opportunity to really take new ways. And that's exactly the challenges where Holy Mia, where we actually get the questions around how can we can support with low code, no code solutions.
Gotcha. And in terms of your role, Anna, so your role within Nintex is to look after sort of our channel partners in terms of technical enablement and things along those lines. Did you see challenges from their side in terms of being able to upskill in all of these different things? So when the pandemic happened, um, lots of organizations who hadn't started on any sort of digital transformation over the last sort of 10 years were sort of caught short in terms of being able to enable remote workers, for people to be able to dial in with a simple thing as a VPN. For some of us, some companies just weren't set up for that, or having people being able to moving all of their IT resources to their homes and things along those lines. For partners, were they caught off guard just as much as everyday businesses in terms of being able to skill these positions up to be able to then go and help all of these companies, with setting up VPNs, setting up remote collaborative workspaces in the cloud, and all those kinds of things?
Yeah, as we mentioned, our partners are skilled on various different areas and products. To be honest, we were expecting to see a huge demand in the low code, no code solutions, and specifically for our products. But with the pandemic, obviously, it was a huge demand, not only for our customers, but also for the partners as well. We've been preparing them for sure. With a lot of training, a lot of tools, and we were helping them to be prepared for something like the COVID happened. So definitely they stepped in for a lot of customers, helping them automate in a very short period of time, which was very important for our customers. So definitely we are keen on continuing supporting our partners, because that's very important for us to give the fastest value for our customers. So definitely I think that our partners gave us a lot of value in terms of helping the customers in that sense.
And when I actually had a look or actually talked to our customers in EMEA, so specifically looking back into the last couple of years, they were really talking about, well, of course, automation challenges, as we mentioned, but also the opportunities. And what I really love to see is out of a sudden, there were just processes coming out, like return to the office after you, you had the COVID situation, or you have to book your desk. So really processes that are not usual, like, well, the classical part where you have HR onboarding and NDA requests. But you needed to do them fast because the requirements of the government were just like, here you are, do it. And what I saw and what I really loved is that quickly using the platform was just like, okay, you build a form, you build your workflow. Then you had also the data tracking. For example, you needed to know how many people are in the office. So you must be possible, like, okay, 20 people are allowed, 20 people booked. Okay, booking over, no more people can come to the office. How was that for you, just being, well, I'm in this management role, and of course I heard it everywhere, but you were working with partners, customers every day. Did you experience the same direction, that there were so many new opportunities, but definitely looking on low code, no code solutions like us, who can do holistic automation solutions, so really cover from the beginning that you write it down until the whole end and track all the data out of it, was really the way forward in acting quickly to the market? Or was there anything else what you experienced?
Yeah, we were definitely very excited to hear about as many use cases as the customers are coming up with the COVID situation and coming back to the office. So I would say that the focus was purely on a specific process to be delivered as fast as possible. But definitely for some customers, we had to step back and look at the whole picture and really understanding what had to be done from multiple processes. But for example, we had customers who were really focused on the processes that were like done properly for the returning back to office. So for example, we had a customer who had cameras, and they were scanning the faces of the people who are coming in the office, but the camera was actually capturing the temperature for all the people coming in. And if someone is with a high temperature, it was immediately alerting the manager that that person came in with the high temperature, which was really interesting because they had the cameras, they had the API built in, but they couldn't automate the process in terms of notifying the managers immediately when someone is unwell or with a high temperature. So cases like this, we never thought of this before, but with the COVID, we saw very interesting use cases that I'm sure are going to be used in the future as well, or they will be kind of tweaked in a way that will work with different scenarios.
Do you think that with COVID, it and because of, as what Cosmo was saying, the need to rapidly build solutions has sort of generated a whole new wave of innovation at organizations where they've had to move fast, and they've seen they've been able to move fast, and it's removed barriers in terms of a topic that we talked about a couple of weeks on Process Pro around change management. Where change management can be often seen as a bit of a roadblock to innovation within organizations. So do you think, with that response of, hey, we have to move fast because we need an office booking system that's working tomorrow, or we need to be able to process welfare checks or business loan grants rapidly through RPA or something along those lines. Do you feel that some of those barriers were sort of let down a little bit because of the pandemic, and that's now going to generate more innovation at organizations? Or do you feel that there will be a return to the norm eventually, where things will get bogged down again, and a solution, instead of taking a week to build out and roll out into production, is going to go back to taking a month? What's your general feel about how things are sort of turning out at customers?
Well, to be honest, I'm not sure how that will go in the future. Obviously, we will have the same amount of demand in terms of solutions when it comes to which are related to COVID. But what it's important from that experience, at least for our customers and myself, is that we understood how fast we can deliver a solution, and even if they need something that needs to be automated in the next month, they will be able to deliver that with the technologies that we have at Nintex and other technologies on the market as well. So in general, it is a very good example of how fast the automation can go. So yeah, I'm looking forward also to
So
see
hopefully things will remain nice and
normal.
fast into the future.
Yeah,
Well, maybe
obviously
to
we're hoping for everything to come back to normal, so that we don't need to use solutions related to COVID. But
Yeah.
it is a good example in general to kick off and automate processes in a very short amount of time.
Well, maybe to add also to that one, it's not like, well, it's not taking just a pandemic as an example for this whole discussion about holistic automation solutions as such, what we need, and react quickly to the world and to the world changes. But then you asked about the future and what it will be, or if it continues like that, or if it just roll back. Basically, it's not a rollback. So what I'm currently seeing is the future is more this one vendor strategy, kind of. So if we have the conversations with partners, customers, well, we have inflation happening. So budget is currently super tight. And of course, now the companies look at, okay, we need it. It's not like we can get rid of it. We want
Mm.
it. But what happened? The pandemic happened. Everyone needed to react quickly. So everyone, we talked about it in the beginning, that there is so much out in the market. What should I choose? Well, they had not the time to think about it. So what happened? They choose everything, just that they have it. Then they made it. And now they recognized, okay, inflation. Well, maybe let's go more selective, but definitely with the right one who can fits all. And now we come into the part where we wanted to talk a little bit about this holistic automation solution. They need a platform. They just don't need automation, or they just need connecting data, or they need analytics, or they need a process to map. They really need a platform so that they have it, but it's not like it shouldn't be all over the place. It should be definitely in one place, also focusing on the budgeting they have. Well, that's the dream. Obviously, we know that just one vendor strategy is definitely not the way forward, but it's definitely the way into the future to really have a look on this platform approach, connecting a couple of vendors, and not like it happened in pandemic. We have to grab absolutely everything and see what happens. And that's basically the conversation we have with the customers right now, or the partners. The partners know the platforms, they know them all, they know how to build them all up and can support customers on their journey. They don't, of course, obviously they don't have to, but we have the whole stack to get them there. And it's not like just use Nintex, just use this. This is what you need. That's exactly the way forward. And that's how your future will be bright, with automation, with your strategy, with your budget, with your people involved. That's also very important. And I think that is what the future will be. It's not like getting rid, but definitely now, after having lessons learned, be more focused.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's an important thing too, the lessons learnt, right? A great That's a great solution right there. Like capturing the lessons learnt and being able to reflect on what those lessons were. Um, that'd be a great template for the gallery. Just thinking about it. Are you seeing people learning from the lessons so far, or is you think that's something that's still to come?
Well, it's already happening.
Yep.
So the part is the lessons learned, for example, is like we automated, but we took every data and just did something just to be quick. Now they
Yep.
recognized we were quick. Yes, it is the category, it works, but now we can improve. And now this is
Yep.
actually where we need it. So the lessons learned is firstly, oh, being digital is not that bad. Secondly, it's not about people losing their jobs. It's about making the life of people easier, and definitely be in, in the position to adjust to the market. But now, lesson learned to that one, now we really have to make it right. Or Anna, how do you see that one? I know you're a little bit closer to the market. I always get the rumors, but you are definitely in the market.
Yeah, we definitely prove to customers that digitalization and automation is not something that is scary or impossible. So I agree with you that now it's the time to really optimize whatever they automated, and also to to overview of what is about to come and what needs to be automated. Maybe processes that were not very prioritized during the pandemic or in the past couple of years. Yeah, I think it's a time for improvements and optimization, and really focusing on the right things for the partners, and considering the various different key factors when it comes to choosing the right product.
Awesome. All right. Well, that brings us to about time. Thanks, guys, for joining me today. I know you've still got a nice full day ahead of you, and I'm going to slip off back to bed. And until next time, I'll catch you
Thank
later.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Bye.